Right.
Peace, 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 everyone. Dr. Brandon Lamar Bass. So good to be in your presence once more. Thank you so very much for allowing us this opportunity to literally share what must be shared with pretty much the entire world. Well, at least whoever wants to listen to it. And yeah, how's it going, brother?
Yeah, man, it's going good. I'm over here slaying dragons, you know what I'm saying? Like people over here using like guns to show off, like put killing people and whatnot. But listen, I'm over here slaying dragons, so forget all that other stuff, you know what I'm saying? So what about you, man?
Oh, so
What
far
about
so
you?
good, my brother. I mean, yeah, yeah, with me personally, it's simple revelations, simple stuff like when you slowly but surely come to the realization of who it is that you really are in conjunction with the universe and those around you and those that you deal with on a regular basis, whether you want to or not, the society that you find yourself in. Yeah, bro, it is safe to say that this society is the worst fucking thing I've ever experienced.
Yeah, yeah, this society, bro. It's
Dr.
like
Bass, if this society, if you, I mean, Dr. Bass, if that laughter doesn't really help you to at least think, to get a glimpse of what it is that I'm saying, Dr. Bass, this society isn't worth it, my brother. You've literally got so-called white people that are getting up and say, fuck this shit. I don't want to have anything to do with this stupid shit no more. You know what it is I'm saying, Dr. Bass? As a matter of fact, Dr. Bass, I believe today's topic is going to start with off-grid living and why I would not stand against anyone who's looking to really get the fuck off of this goddamn grid. Because think about it, my brother, they're ushering their AI agenda. Already in several countries in the East, you've got robots that are literally doing things in the military and whatnot. You can go ahead and do the research. Like literally in Britain, I believe they said that by 2030, uh, robots should make up at least more than 30% of the British military. Brother, trust me. Shout out to Dr. Mumbi Saraki. When they tell us things like this, trust me, they're already 50 to 100 years ahead of us, my brother. These motherfuckers are only now deciding to tell us this. They've been having fucking robots in the military. They've been having AI to do stuff for them in which they're looking to eliminate human contact and production, if you know what it is I'm saying. Bro, hey, if motherfuckers don't learn to be self-sustainable, if they don't learn to fucking get up and do as much as they can on their own, we're never going to be fully independent. Yes, but hey, people, you're going to want to be as independent as you can get because the reality of it all is these psychopaths, these technocrats, these absolutely insane motherfuckers who run this system. They're preparing everything they can to ensure full on prison planet mode. But don't take my word for it. Dr. Bass, please let the people give the people an idea of what it is that this brother's literally trying to convey to the wider audience.
oh yeah, so like pretty much all the plans that they're putting out now, they already been pre-planning this for like cycles upon cycles beforehand. And then like they already know like they want robots to take over because at this point, look at all the AI, everything's turning into digital because they want everything to be on the grid because at this point you have to realize like once it's on the grid, you're part of the system, and if you're part of the system, that's why they trying to take away all the like currency and like fiat currency and all the turn it into digital money because they can track and trace where it goes. They can then like the social credit system even be tied up in there. You know what I'm saying? Everything's gonna be digital. I mean, just look at China. You already got people Daniel doing Face ID. to pay for stuff. They doing Face ID to do this and do that. So it's like, I mean, this point, you already see what's going taking place at this point.
And Dr. Bass, let me tell you something, right? We've already been part of this fucking system for years, for cycles now, with the whole credit card and debit card, like with those bank machine things that businesses have and whatnot. Bro, that's not real currency. That's not even real money. Well, currency in and of itself is a fucking fake because at this point, people are really just using monopoly currency. You know what it is I'm saying? People have been off of real money for what I would for cycles, for decades now. For decades now, people have been off of real money. When I talk about real money, I mean shout out to Adam Taggart, Mike Maloney, and all these economists who know the history of money, like Chris Martinson and them, the people who know what real money is. I mean, heck, you can just look back at ancient Africa, all of the ancient civilizations that we ran, bro. We did bartering. Hey, if you have a cow and I was interested in getting that cow, I could trade you my two goats for that cow or something like that. You know what it is I'm saying? We were on something that was more simple, something that was more uh it was just simple, my brother. Like, think about it. Shout out to Foster eBay and Dr. Mumbi. Foster eBay did a very good analysis. Check out his channel, by the way. Good brother, like very good spiritual brother who's good at explaining like detailed stuff when it comes to the spiritual realm in conjunction with the physical and whatnot, because we know the spiritual is what creates the physical and all that stuff. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, look to know. And if you don't want to know, don't waste our time. But Foster eBay, he mentions about how bartering, for example, it's feminine in nature. It's very simple. It really gets the it takes the more complicated aspects and breaks it down into a very simple maneuver in which both parties win. You know what it is I'm saying? But when you're talking about capitalism and commercialism, aka the vampiric parasite of today's system, you're talking about something that's purely masculine, something that is electric, something in which only one side wins. I mean, what the fuck? What the shit kind of a system is this, my brother? Is this the system that people have slaved their hard their precious energy for? I mean, seriously, to be on a fucking grid, to be running on that goddamn wheel like a freaking hamster, just giving up your energy and like remember that angel show that you um let me on, my brother, on Netflix. Yeah, I can't remember the name of that show, but that's a good show. People should really check it out. Like good spiritual show with a very important message behind of it. I really do wish they come out with a season two, but again, seeing as to how the first season ended, impossible that it could just end on the first season. But yeah, if Dr. Bass will keep let y'all know what the title of that show is, people, because I can't think of it at the top of my head right now. But you're talking about bartering, which is a simple transaction. A, my three goats for your cow. My gold for however many bits of silver you have, or something like that. We're exchanging goods. We're exchanging goods, but with this fiat currency system, it's nothing but a bunch of fucking poppycock. It's nonsense. It's a waste of time, bro. When you're talking about the bank machines, like I mentioned earlier, bro, they're just empty numbers on a fucking computer. Dr. Bass, what kind of a system is this, my brother? What kind of nonsense is this? They're just empty numbers on a fucking computer. We're not even using fiat currency, which is why they want to eliminate fiat currency, as you perfectly pointed out, because with fiat currency, they can't track all of your transactions and whatnot. But with fucking numbers on a computer, oh, it's all on their grid. And well, brother, just yeah, take it away, let the people know what's what, and yeah, I mean seriously, people have to open up their eyes to what the fuck is going on, because AI already been around and only now they're looking to really hook people up, just like Neo and the Matrix. Well, essentially Neo and Morpheus them were trying to escape it, but take it away, Dr. Bass.
Oh yeah, and even with like the Matrix movie, in the beginning of the movie, guess what they showed? A computer programming. And what is computer programming? Binary. And what is binary? Zero and ones. What is zero and ones? Numbers. And what are numbers on the bank system? Just like how you said, like with just empty numbers. So it all connects with the computer system as well. And then the Netflix show is called Nobody's Looking, and then they call it trading and digital currency, like you know how they do call like trading like in like Bitcoin and stuff like that. So like even with that, it's like they got it wrong. They're using all technology. They're using all terminology and turning it into something bad because they're using trading as in that way. But then the real trading is really just borrowing each other or just like, you know, like exchanging. Oh, let me have this and you can take that and we both parties will win. But for this society and everything like that, it's kind of like once it's always one-sided. So like either one person wins or the other person loses. Just like the competition is just like a sports game. One team wins, the other team loses. So this is how the society has ran so long. And then that's why they keep programming y'all to keep watching these sports systems and everything like that to make you think, oh yeah, one team's supposed to win, the other team's supposed to lose. So now when you go through life, you feel like everything is competition. You feel like everything is
Wow.
just jealousy,
Wow.
you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
That's what
Dr.
I'm
Bass.
saying.
Dr. Bass, yo, big shout out to you on that one, my brother. Hey, bro, I'm telling you, you are knocking it out of the park, my brother. Let me in on that spiritual source that you getting these downloads, King. I never fucking really stopped and looked at it like that. But now I think I especially despise these sports organizations and whatnot even more than I already do. They program us to make us think everything is a competition for real. When in reality, bro, we are from beyond the stars. We are from beyond the skies. We are from the cosmos. We are from the primordial darkness. We come from the all. We are everything. We are part of the everything. But limited beings want us to be limited like them. Shout out to Bobby Hemmett on that one, my brother. It isn't because the white man rose in power. It's because we fell to his fucking level. So called. Bro, let that sink in. Meaning, in reality, these crackers were never shit. These crackers have always never been shit. We were the ones who fell from our godhood, for lack of a better word. We fell from our godhood into this piece of shit. And hey, I'm gonna get to Bobby Hemmett in a while, but bro, that is so man. Dr. Bass, continue, bro. Yo, let me in on that spiritual source you on because that's good stuff right there, my brother.
Yeah, we all that good story, that. But yeah, like they view everything as like a competition. So like that's why they want you to be always in a competition with everyone else. I mean, like just look at the jobs. Like, oh, one person gets a promotion. Now you're feeling like, oh, am I worth it? Oh, do what my value is degraded because I don't get that promotion. So now it's like a competition. Then now like with everything at this point, like everything is a view of competition. So like at this point, you just have to like really know who you are. You have to know your worth, and you have to know your value, and you know want to know what you bring to the table. Because at this point, if you keep thinking you're in a competition, you don't really know who you are. You don't know what your value is. You don't know who what your real worth is because you letting other people just like portray that image of like, oh yeah, you're not worth it. Yeah, you're just in a competition, but you're a high vibrational spiritual being. But like all these other people are just physical beings, so they just want you to bring you down and whatnot.
Oh man, Dr. Bass, I'm telling you, yo, big shout out to you, my brother. I really want to give big shout out to Foster eBay, Dr. Mumbi, Real Merkaba, yeah, and again, everybody else who I usually mention, Bobby Hemmett, Dr. Brother Panic, Dr. Phil Valentine, etc., etc. It's just too much to list, but man, these people, and even the people on the mundane level, like Mike Maloney, Adam Taggart, Chris Martinson, these people are going out of their way, using up their energy and their precious time to teach a bunch of monkey ass motherfuckers who aren't even deserving of this information to wake up and really smell what's going on, see what's going on, have an idea and a feel of what's going on. Because, bro, shit's going down in this system. And yeah, I just shared something with you there, my brother. The list that I had already shared with you of the, I believe, 25 the 25 different off-grid locations, so that yeah, people could see that yeah, we ain't tripping about this. Yeah, get a good idea. After that, I think I'm gonna share a video with Matthew Santoro that he made years back that is still as relevant today. So yeah, best places to live off the grid in the world. See, I shared with you to go on that article, my brother.
Set it to my computer and it's going for
Yeah, so that people can get a good idea. Hey, these are just those that are on this list, but there are many other places because, bro, hey, it really does appear that yeah, the best way to live right now is simply to go back in nature. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, definitely. I gotta live in nature, stay grounded.
Yeah, Dr. Bass. Thank you, Dr. Bass. Bam. So, yeah, everyone. Dancing Rabbit Eco Village in Missouri. We're just gonna go through this quick, my brother. For all those living in the US, shout out to all my brethren them living in the US. Freedom Cove in Canada. Shout out to all the brethren living in Canada. You can go on this article. Yeah, Dr. Bass, highlight the article so that people can get a yeah, yeah, offgridgrandpa.com. Yeah, offgridgrandpa.com. And people, that is just one place. That is just one place. Just a simple Google research. Best places to live off grid across the world or something like that. Yeah, thank you, Dr. Bass. Let's continue. Lord Howe Island. Shout out to all my brethren them living in Australia. Bam. Azuero Sunset Coast. Shout out to everyone living in the Caribbean. Yeah. Some places are better than others, of course. Alaska. Shout out to everyone living in Alaska. Yeah. Finca Bay Vista Treehouse Community. Ooh, you know what that looks like, my brother? I think it was back in the original Star Wars trilogy. You remember the Ewoks, right? Remember the Ewoks, right?
Nah, I haven't not
The
watched though.
they are those funny looking hairy, those mini
Oh
Chewbacca looking
yeah, oh
motherfuckers.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
those
yeah,
funny little
oh
motherfuckers. Yeah, bro, that literally looks like their village. I kid you not. So in the heart of nature, so beautiful, so peaceful looking. Like good stuff, my brother. Good stuff. Bam, that was number six. Number seven, Greater World Earthship Community, New Mexico, and that's all in the U.S. So yeah, and of course people who are living in different places who wouldn't mind yeah, moving off grid to any other place. Like it's a big decision, and I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty scary to think about. But bro, what could be scarier than AI robbing you of your humanity, completely taking over, completely robbing you of your consciousness, your mind power, the ability to think for yourself? Like, Dr. Bass, please let the people know that this shit ain't a joke.
yeah. It's kind of like okay, we got like two different sides at this point. Like you got like a lot of people talk about the 5D and the 3D. Well, guess what? The 3D is all with the robots and whatnot. The 5D is like living in nature, peaceful vibes and whatnot. So at this point, which reality do you want to choose in? That's pretty much
And Dr. Mumbi been saying this for months on her channel. Please go on her channel, everyone. Check it out. General Sarah Sutin Seti. Shout out to that brother as well. Young Pharaoh. Shout out to that brother as well. The brethren been speaking about this shit ever since the beginning of Stupid 19, aka so-called COVID. And bro, isn't it amazing that right after the whole COVID debacle, that whole nonsense is over, they decided to, when they already jabbed up like what, a majority of people, They got a lot of people like yeah, they forced a lot of people to get jabbed and whatnot. Isn't it amazing? Not long after they decide to finally mention all their plans, like slowly but surely they're rolling out the plans that they have in store pertaining to AI and how they want people to freaking become one with their AI grid. Their bro, if this is not the Terminator franchise, if this is not RoboCop, if this is not the Matrix movies that are literally unfolding right in this freaking 3D realm. Dr. Mumbi been saying it. 5D versus 3D. It first begins with the mind. Read the Kabbalion, the laws of Jehuti. Everything in the universe is mental. If you allow these motherfuckers to play with your perception and to have you thinking that this is the only life to experience or that's worthy of experiencing, hey, bro, motherfuckers are about to experience literal hell on earth. And by the way, we already know at this point, you and I, brother, heaven and hell are nothing but mindsets. Are you creating heaven for yourself or are you creating hell for yourself? But based off of many people's mindset, because think about it, stupid 19 probably never even would have happened if the majority of the world were already on a high vibration. Tell me I'm bullshitting, Dr. Bass. Tell me I'm bullshit.
Nah, because it's like at this point, it's funny how they say like it's over after everyone got like the jab and whatnot, but you still got other people who didn't even take it, and like it's just chilling, and they said it's still over. So at this point, it was like no point at this point.
I'm like, yo, Dr. Bass, I'm like, geez, these people, like, right after it's pretty much over. And isn't it amazing, right? Isn't it freaking amazing that these very same people, like, I just wonder, Dr. Bass, is there a connection, a correlation, a link between the jab and the AI agenda that these motherfuckers are rolling out? I mean, remember that video you shared with Woody Harrelson, my brother? I mean, most assuredly, the governments are too kind, they're too pure, they're too altruistic to want to really force people to take all these things just to for rob them of their humanity, and that's just on the mundane level. Most assuredly these people are too just and too good to really be so evil as to rob a bunch of people of their freedom, right, Dr. Bass?
It's like this point, like it's like this point, you get what I'm saying? They already know what type of plans they placing in. They just want to take as many people as they can because at this point they realize with the ascension taking place and with everything that's going on in the astral world, in the spiritual world, they all know like we're gonna get back to our true selves. We're gonna open up our minds. We can already gain our superpowers back and everything like that. So of course they don't want us to take back our power because if we can like be our true selves and if we gonna have our superpowers, they know dang well they're gonna be long gone. So at this point they want to take as many people with them as they can to start their society, to start their robot society in their little society, but everyone else is gonna be long gone. We're gonna be in a whole new other place.
Exactly, Dr. Bass. Indeed, 5D, 6D, 7D, and beyond. And you know, the sad part about it is, it's not even the inorganic as well as the inorganic pieces of shit that are running this system that are even really controlling this reality. Remember, these motherfuckers are not creators. They're not on our level. It's the fucking people who are hamsters on the freaking wheel of this society. They're the motherfuckers who continue to fuel this piece of shit. Shout out to Dr. Phil Valentine. Could you imagine if everybody literally came together and said, man, fuck the bills, fuck the jobs, fuck everything. We're literally just sitting down and doing not a goddamn thing. Fuck this system. This system ain't shit. Could you, bro, what are they going to do? Are they going to fucking kill everybody? For sure, if they kill everybody, then for sure their system is dead because the people are the system. Shout out to Ralph Smart, Infinite Waters. The people are the system. So if you go on and kill millions to billions of motherfuckers, then you killed your system right there. Then you literally have no reason to even be on this fucking realm. And shout out to Thai Spiritual for mentioning it. But even Dolores Cannon, if people get Dolores Cannon's book, The Three Volunteers or something like that, she already explains about how this realm is a difficult ass realm to fucking wake back up to your true self and to literally fulfill the task that you came here to do in the first place. Because I'm gonna get to that Bobby Hemmett video, but yeah, be first we're gonna go through this article and then get to Matthew Santoro's video. So, but bro, I mean to say, this is what the ancients have been warning us for so long. This was already prophesied. The Bible ain't shit because that's nothing but a fucking edited book that has truth in it, but it's jumbled up with a bunch of lies. These things were already prophesied by us when we were in our previous incarnations, as well as our ancestors when they were fucking in those ancient societies many year cycles ago. And it's amazing how the societies of ancient times are far more advanced than the freaking sick society that Jiddu Krishnamurti, shout out to Krishnamurti, tells us that we should not be well adjusted to. I mean, this is so sickening, my brother. Like, honestly, do you have any words to describe this, Dr. Bass? Because why the fuck would I want to reincarnate and come back to this piece of shit with these motherfuckers at the helm? I mean, goodness gracious.
Yeah, at this point, they like if they like try to kill everyone, they just show who they truly are, and then people would awaken even more, just like how they are right now. And then like the people who really creating this reality is the robot original people who just like keep this society alive and whatnot. So at this point, all these people just have to like go at this point.
And bro, and it's sad. It pains me to say, although I have to accept it for what it is. Shout out to Doctor uh Brother Panic. Shout out to Brother Panic for mentioning it. At this point, remember we already did a whole 3 live video series just recently, how to detach from humanity. Again, humanity has potential. Humanity is capable of achieving great things. We're not denying that. And I'm not denying to do good to your fellow man. We're not denying that. And you know that perfectly well, Dr. Bass. What I'm saying is we should really move beyond humanity, because humanity on its base level is nothing more than a stupid animal species. Tommy Lee Jones back in Men in Black already said it. One person is intelligent, but people as a group are dumb, stupid, panicky animals. The fact that they hide this stuff blatantly in movies, cartoons, TV shows, the whole 9 yards. I mean, what much more proof do we need, Dr. Bass? They've been putting this stuff in plain sight for years and years, cycles and cycles now. What much more do you and I need to prove, my brother?
At this point, and then like TV alone is just all feel based because they always talk about, oh yeah, like the characters on the TV shows and whatnot. They always be like, oh yeah, I'm nervous. Oh yeah, I'm scared and whatnot. Like then that's just gonna enter in your reality because you're consuming it. So at this point, and then at this point, like if you eat something and watch a screen, or you consume something while watching a screen, or like drink something, like putting something into your system while watching or consuming something else, then they'll what you consuming is literally just gonna transmit into you. So at this point, you're better off like just sun gazing at this point, just like consuming something while you sun gazing or something like that. But
And
that's
big shout out to you for mentioning it, that Dr. Bass. Good shout out, big shout out to you for mentioning it, brother. I'm telling you, brother, link me up with that spiritual source. You be getting them downloads, king. I'm telling you, my brother. One, we already spoke about in previous lives how Hilton Hotema speaks about in his books. But then again, you got many Indian yogis, African shamans, Buddhist monks who know about the power of fasting. Like you could, I mean, Matthew Santoro literally made a video yesterday that I watched, literally explaining how a human can live weeks without food. Did you hear that? Matthew Santoro, who literally just um makes videos over essentially mostly mundane facts. Although he's a guy, big shout out to Matthew Santoro. He can definitely get into deep stuff when he's ready and whatnot, especially when he makes videos pertaining to his own life and his own experiences. Big shout out to him. But if in his facts videos, which are mostly based off of the mundane, everyday world within the system, it proves that a human can go weeks without food, how is it that motherfuckers are eating three, four, five times a day? Goodness gracious, you have many animals that don't even eat that many times in a fucking day. And two, the fact that what you consume can literally translate into your body and whatnot based off of watching the screen and whatnot. Hey, bro, big shout out to you for having mentioning it already. At this point, you gotta learn to, but Bobby Hemmett also mentioned it. Shout out to him. You gotta literally learn to get to know self. Like literally, turn off the goddamn TV screen, turn off the damn phone screen. Like forget the food because you could literally live just off of breath alone. Of course, we've been conditioned to eat, drink, 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 and all that stupid shit because of the society we live in. But when you literally go to these civilizations today, especially in the East where people are still spiritually in tune, they can go days and weeks on end without eating or drinking anything. They're just breathing. Heck, when we first came into this realm, we didn't even need to eat shit. Bro, we were literally just breathing from that higher source, from those cosmic rays. Hilton Hotema speaks about it in his book, Man's Higher Consciousness. People, get that book. When I mention these books, get these books because these show you. And there are people who still, right now, as we're making this live, bro, people who have not eaten for weeks and are literally living better than most people who have a so-called healthy meal, vegetarian, vegan meal, and whatnot. Like, what is that telling us, my brother? Like, how far have we fallen from our glory?
Like at this point, they consume like really like people should be like consuming a little amounts because at this point, look at the real chefs, look at Gordon Ramsay, look at Bobby Flay, look at all these look at all these high profile chefs, right? Look at their portion size, right? The portion size is small on the plate. You know what I'm saying? But like look at all these down the street. Like look at McDonald's, look at Burger King, look at the restaurant down the street, look at all the portion size they give you. They give you so much food that you can like split that joint up into like three different meals. That's how big these portions are. And then they like tell you, oh, you're supposed to eat all of this right now because like, hey, you're right here. You know what I'm saying? You might as well. So at this point, it's all a mindset. It's discipline over pleasure. Shouldn't be a question because it should be all about discipline. But like so many people are so too comfortable with pleasure and just getting like they okay they like they get like
They're consumed by the five
they they
senses.
they they get fulfillment by
Mm,
getting
they
like
get
pleasure
fulfillment.
from other
Yeah,
places, but not your heart. Okay.
I get you, my brother. They get pleasure essentially from the outside, but they're too scared to take the responsibility to go within and really experience the true pleasure, which is your own self, which is your own peace, your own serenity, your own tranquility. Like it's very sad, Dr. Bass. It's very sad. And you want to know something else, brother? One, Dr. Mumbi already mentioned about how we really gotta detach from the five senses. Well, okay, maybe not detach, but move beyond the five senses because it's ridiculous at this point. They're trying to overload the five senses because too many people are too hooked onto the five senses when we should be moving beyond the five senses. Two, the fact that people are living only off of pleasure and whatnot shows you that they're not doing the necessary work in order to fucking tap within, to go within, to really see that you are the only thing that you ever really need. And your outside world is literally, remember, the laws of Jehuti, the laws of the Kabbalion, so called, which are watered down from what they originally were back in the ancient mystery schools many, many cycles ago. But still, the universe is mental. What you conceive and you act upon, you definitely, that will be the result of what you thought of alone. Three, The fact that people have to eat so damn much really shows that, like you said, there is a lack of discipline. And you know, it pains me to say it, brother. Niggas, so-called black people, have this fucking problem. They can't discipline themselves to eat little or to fast. Niggas have this fucking problem, my brother. What the fuck is wrong with so-called black people today? What is wrong with them, especially in the Western Hemisphere? And you see these freaking white people and whatnot. You go to France, you go to the Netherlands. I lived in Europe for a time, my brother. People don't eat that much. The people they're as fit and at least in good enough condition that they can be, so that yeah. And plus, the some of these are societies. We know these are fucked up societies still linked to the grid and whatnot. But if you really look at it, these people, they're still, at least when it comes to what they put on their plate, they don't even eat that much. Just a little something and they're good. Niggas, I swear, if they don't have that big chicken leg, if they don't have that big fucking plates of rice, if they don't have that fucking bro, oh, Dr. Bass, you know perfectly what it is. I'm saying, my brother. I'm telling you. And remember what you mentioned earlier, the fact that it's these low vibrational niggas, especially because we are the original fucking people on this damn realm. The fact that niggas, low vibrational niggas, are still powering this beast to keep it alive shows you that indeed those who are running the system aren't even the ones that are in control. If the real entities, aka the low vibrational motherfuckers, would take the time, go within, raise up their vibrations, do the shadow work, do the necessary work to raise themselves, to raise the consciousness of this world even faster. Because Tiamat, Kai, Earth, whatever you want to call it, is a living organism. Remember what we spoke about in our three live video series, my brother, how to detach from humanity. Animals are not the ones that are causing the fucking problems that are in this world right now. It's motherfucking human beings. I don't care what so-called race you're from. Niggas, so-called white people, so-called Asians, so-called Arabs. It's fucking humans that are the problem on this world. And until humanity learns to go within and literally raise their vibrations, to do the work, to raise the consciousness, to destroy this system, and to send these beasts packing, then they're just gonna might as well just yeah, continue to run on that wheel like the silly little hamsters that they are, entertaining those who run the system, right? I mean, Dr. Bass, if that's not plain and simple, then I don't know what is.
Yeah, at this point, like they make it seem comfortable to be fat and it's to be unhealthy. Now listen, no disrespect to anyone. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can be what you
No
wanna
disrespect to
be.
anyone, but we're just spitting the facts, my brother. It is what it is.
Yeah, and then like at this point, like with the five senses, it's all physical, just like the seven chakras. But we have way more chakras and senses that you don't even know about that are spiritual. So you have to move beyond the physical to get to the spiritual chakras and the spiritual senses right here.
Indeed, my brother. Indeed. But anyway, let's finish off this list so I could get to Santoro's video quick, and then yeah, my brother. So yeah, uh, off-grid living, number 8, Vieques, Puerto Rico. I probably Vieques, yeah, Puerto Rico. Yeah, shout out to Puerto Rico and all my brethren. Them Saint-Chinian, France. Shout out to those living in France. Yeah, because the brethren are all over. You know what I'm saying? Back to the U.S. Three Rivers Recreation Area, Oregon. Once again, I don't think you've heard much of Oregon, like you already said, my brother. But yeah, shout out to the brethren them in Oregon. Tinker's Bubble, number 11, England, UK. Yeah, shout out to the brethren them in the UK. Big shout outs. Gozo, Malta. Yeah, shout out to those in Malta, in Europe. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Big shout out. Beautiful stuff. Fernando de Noronha. Oh, now this looks wonderful, wouldn't you say, Dr. Bass?
Yeah, like at this point, you gotta live your paradise instead of living in this box house. You know what I'm saying? That's why so many people get open floor plans.
Like, bro, I'm telling you, big shout out to General Sarasu Seti. It's like when I listen to particular information from different sources, that information just sticks with me because it's just how it resonates with me, a source multidimensional being having this fractional temporary human experience. I would much rather be on an island on my own in the middle of nowhere, eating nothing but fruits and bananas, like eating bananas and coconuts, because, bro, all of that is like literal stuff from nature, high alkaline stuff that honestly, and I'm not even eating in big portion and whatnot, just enough, and I'm good for the day. Like, bro, I'd much rather be in that than to be in this piece of shit system right now. Bro, this ain't it. If you call this life, if you call eating, drinking, working, shitting, sleeping and repeat, eat, shit, work, sleep, repeat, eat, shit, drink, sleep, work, repeat, eat, shit, drink, sleep, work, repeat. Dr. Bass, that is the literal hamster wheel right there. That is not life. That is not life, my brother. At this point, I'm sorry to say it, but then again, hey, we're factual, and again, we're not a children's channel. You're not a children's channel, so like, yeah, people, please get the children off because yeah, let them enjoy life as much as they can. But I do wish that they reach a point where they yearn to know the spiritual a lot more so that these things are naturally drawn to them. You know what I'm saying, my brother? Like just like back to what we went going back to what we spoke about, the mental universe, the laws of Jehuti. May the children literally yearn for the spiritual realm so that the spiritual realm can make itself available and open to them, and like literally it attracts them to it, like attracts like, you know what it is I'm saying. But bam, millions of motherfuckers right now, literally speaking, Dr. Bass, would probably be better off not being in this realm right now. And if I'm not mistaken, big shout out to Tay Spiritual, Dolores Cannon mentioned in her book about how originally this very realm that we're on right now, Kai, Tiamat, whatever you want to call her, originally was not even supposed to have this many fucking beings on it anyway. So that right there is the big, bro. It's not even the beings, because the beings who run this system are a handful. They're so small in number. These motherfuckers ain't shit, bro. It's the many physical beings who have the many spiritual beings, be it high vibrational or low vibrational. No, okay, actually, I take that back. The low vibrational beings who keep incarnating into this motherfucker, that is what's weighing this realm down, which is exactly why the consciousness of this realm cannot elevate faster as it is. Bro, in a sense, I get what the Illuminati and these motherfuckers are doing, because in reality, it would seem like millions of motherfuckers would literally have to exit this realm because death isn't real anyway. Bro, we already spoke since our first live. If you and I were not to be here right now, I only wish that our videos, our lives could reach as many people as possible so that they can get the message of what it is what we saying. But bro, this realm ain't shit. This is just a fractional experience. It's just a fucking video game type of experience. I can put this game down and literally have a better experience. Go back to my realm, literally just eat that good old universal energy. You know what it is I'm saying? That's all I need to consume. That's all where I need to be. Being in this realm, because this realm is a gateway that ties back to many other realms, which is exactly why these parasites and whatnot have to be rid of sooner than later. But bro, you and I don't have to be here right now. And that's the message people need to fucking get. We know what death is. It's an illusion. We're talking about transitioning from one phase to another. Physical matter ain't shit. The Greeks spoke about it. The Kamites, the Cometians, the ancient Egyptians, so-called, mentioned it. The Gnostics speak about it in their scriptures. The physical realm ain't shit. Bro, you and I could literally just so-called drop dead right now, and this realm don't mean a damn thing. And listen, if I ever come across Jesus, Krishna, Buddha, Asar, and all these beings, I mean, they're just metaphors and allegories more than anything. But if I ever met these motherfuckers, I would tell them straight up, yo, that realm over there, right? Y'all best go over there and fucking do what it is you gotta do to fix that realm, because we did our work. You bitches get your asses up and see what you could do to help fix it. Like, Dr. Bass, let the people know as well before we continue to finish off the list.
Yeah, and then like all these beings are within us as well, so we can like really just tap in with them internally. And then like most people won't understand until like that person is gone. Just look at X juice or Pop Smoke, PNBY, this set or and then at this point, if you're gonna consume something, make sure you consume something that will digest easily. So like fruits and vegetables, trail mix, and etc. But look at bread, it just stays. You look at donuts, it just stays in your gut. You know what I'm saying? And then you realize why you don't have a connection with your spiritual guides, why you don't have a connection with your intuition, or you're letting your mind take over is because you got all this unnecessary weight that is gonna be in your gut because it stays for days upon days because it doesn't digest easily. So if you keep consuming stuff that won't digest instantly, then you're just gonna be consuming. You're just gonna let it stay there. You know what I'm saying? That's
Big
why so
shout
many.
out to that one, Dr. Bass. Big shout out to that one, Dr. Bass.
That's why so many people got like pop that beyond. That's why.
Yeah, big shout out to you on that one, Dr. Bass. Yeah, a lot of at this point, we can literally say for a fact that many of us, like the so-called. But then again, food in and of itself, big shout out to Rashad Jamal. Food literally comes from what language is it? What language is it? Old English? Foda? Well, it comes from one of those Germanic languages. Foda, fodder, which means the stuff that you feed animals and whatnot. And I'm pretty sure we mentioned it in previous lives already. These beings see us as fucking cattle. They don't see us as anything special. But then again, if we don't remember or know who it is that we truly are, then of course we're only going to act like what they tell us we are. But you and I, we're moving past that. You know what it is I'm saying, my brother, which is why people need to learn to fast. People need to learn to eat as much as need to eat as little as possible. I mean, oh no, eat as much as possible now. You might as well just kill your fucking self and just end this lousy experience of a fucking physical realm or whatever. But I need to say, bro, indeed, people need to spiritually awaken to what's going on in this physical realm because the higher realms are already manifest. It's very subtle, like what Dr. Mumbi said. Shout out to her. The higher realms are very subtle. You won't know that they're there until you really go within and sense the higher energies that are already dwelling abundantly, that are abound in this realm. People got to learn to eat as little as possible. People got to learn to discipline their physical bodies, but they first have to discipline their mind because the body is just a vehicle. We are not these physical bodies. We can continue to say this over and over and over until people get the message. We are not these physical bodies. You drive a car, but you are not that car. That car is just a tool, a vehicle that you literally use to get to where it is you got to go. These physical bodies are only for us to influence the physical realm. And we're already doing it with this live, my brother. People, get back to who it is you truly are. Niggas, so called black people, are the original people on the fucking world. They're in this state right now because shout out to Bobby Hemmett. Many of them are actually ready to give up humanity and elevate to something greater. Just like Absolem in the Tim Burton Alice in Wonderland movie. Gotta go from a caterpillar to a butterfly. We're done with humanity, my brother. We're done with being human. We see what it is. It's limited. Um Being human is what we fell into. We are great spiritual beings having a temporary human experience. This is not who we are. But Dr. Bass, let's continue with the list. Let the people know what's what based off of that, my brother.
Oh yeah, it's like the universe doing so. So like people treat humans and the world so badly. So like look at what look at how everything switched. Now these dark entities are treating y'all like animals and stuff like that. So that's pretty much it.
Indeed, Dr. Bass, indeed. Anyway, let's finish off this list. The Netherlands. Okay, shout out to whoever's living on the Netherlands. I mean, I didn't even know that I lived in the Netherlands for 3 fucking years, and I didn't even know that this place existed. But then again, It shows you that the universe will only reveal unto you what it is that your expanding consciousness seeks. You know what it is I'm saying? But it even says so in the damn Bible, which is an esoteric book. The Bible is an esoteric book. Indeed, people, they listen to all the mumbo jumbo and all the nonsense that their drunk ass nonsensical pastor be talking about. What I mean to say, yeah, the Bible is an esoteric book. It says so. Seek and you shall find, and stuff like that. Like seriously. Uh, Number 15, Lasqueti Island, British Columbia. Shout out to those in Canada again. Like, bro, like we've already been through 15 locations around the world where people could literally move off the grid to literally go get into the heart of nature. Like, it's there, my brother. They just need to make it happen. They just need to manifest it. Bam, Tristan da Cunha, United Kingdom again, number 16. Number 17, Easter Island, Polynesia. Oh, I see the brethren already left their mark. Definitely. Yeah, maybe not the best off-grid place, but hey, it's something. Torri Superiore, Italy. Oh, look at that. These people live completely off-grid. They're not connected to the electric grid whatsoever. Man, give me a place like that, but really in the heart of nature, man. Like, geez, man, Dr. Bass, we are missing out, my brother. Bam, Eco Village, Wales, number 19. Yeah, that looks like something special. I won't lie. The
I like how
Azores.
the grass they got grass on that. Not the wool.
Yeah, like natural stuff. It's like if you want to recharge, you could even go on your house's roof to recharge, my brother. It ain't even a joke. The Azores, Portugal, number 20. Bam, going through this list. That's some beautiful stuff right there. Raoul Island, New Zealand. Shout out to all those. Yeah, shout out to those in Wales, Portugal, and New Zealand. Bam, Macquarie Island, Australia. This is mostly for research, so we could just go over this one. Konoha family, Japan. Yeah, shout out to those in Japan. Bam. Konnichiwa. Yeah, man. Falls Kiva, Utah. Bam. Right in the States again. And you know, it's amazing, right, my brother? I would like for somebody to try out what Rashad Jamal shared in a video. There's a certain point in Arizona in I believe the Grand Canyon is located in Arizona, if I'm not mistaken, right, bro?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Grand Canyon is located in Arizona. Rashad Jamal said that there is a point. I don't know what this point is, but people could try go look back at that video, see where Rashad Jamal mentioned it. Big shout out to Rashad Jamal. If you start at that particular point that I'm mentioning, that he mentioned in that video, and you keep walking and walking and walking, bro, you're going to end up in Africa. And we've heard about Pangea already, about how all of the so-called continents within this seven continent circle were one big continent. That means to say that there are literally gateways and access points to other locations that these motherfuckers don't tell us, period. They don't even need to lie to us about it because they don't tell us, my brother. What better way? What better way to hide something from someone than to simply not tell them? You don't need to lie about it because if you lie about it, then you literally, a lie always has a bit of the truth in it, which is why it's so dangerous to lie because you're still letting a motherfucker know about something that it's better that you just kept quiet about it to begin with. You know what I'm saying, Dr. Bass?
Yeah, that's why they don't tell us what's going on in Antarctica or in the ocean.
There you go. We're talking about entire kingdoms and queendoms down in the oceans with mermaids, mermen, sirens, dolphins, the Nomo, like the Dogon myths and whatnot. Like people should get Marcel Griol and Germaine Dieterlin's book, The Pale Fox. Big shout out to Bobby Hemmett for mentioning that book, The Pale Fox. These were two French anthropologists who went into the Dogon's society in the 1930s, I think it was, so that they could discover the secrets of how is it that the Dogon managed to know the secrets of Sirius and all this celestial cosmic stuff before the so-called white man. First of all, fucking white people have been on this planet for so little time. Do these motherfuckers really think that we've been here for millions of years, literally just blowing bubbles? Bro, The fact that we believe these motherfuckers thinking that we were literally just blowing bubbles and kicking rocks for millions of fucking years, and the great civilizations that we created, Kemet, Babylon, Mesopotamia, Sumeria, if that was even a real place. India, yeah, we created India as well. China, we created China as well. Japan, we created Japan as well. We brought civilizations to these places. The Olmecs up in South America and Central America. You got y'all the brethren. Shout out to y'all, my true Native American brethren, right there in on Turtle Island. Like what the fuck? We've just been here blowing bubbles and kicking rocks for millions of fucking cycles. Man, these white people more disrespectful than a motherfucker, Dr. Bass. I mean, like, geez, the fact that we were in such a deep sleep believing in all that stupid shit. Like whoever feels offended, that's their business because we're not a children's channel. We, Dr. Bass ain't a children's channel. We're here to literally spit the cold hard facts. Like literally listen or listen to the myths, read all the books that are pertaining to mythology and whatnot, and then you go back and read books from Gerald Massey, Kenneth Grant, Elena Blavatsky, and so on and so forth, where they literally explain how niggas, especially Gerald Massey, them niggas are the original humans on this world. We brought civilization everywhere we go. We created civilization everywhere we went because we were everywhere. If um Americans now say they're not from Africa. Yeah, they're not from Africa. That's because you really don't come from that landmass. You were already there on that fucking landmass. Those in South America, yeah, they aren't from Africa. Shout out to Bobby Hemmett. I believe it was a meeting back in the 1800s. I don't know the name of that meeting, my brother, where these crackers came together and literally said, hey, you know what? We're going to turn these niggas from a universal world people to a continental people. Bro, I'm telling you, these motherfuckers, right? The fact that they succeeded in all of this really shows that they were never superior to begin with. We fell into a deep sleep, and few individuals like you and I, pat yourself on the back, pat yourself on the shoulder, give yourself one big hug. We're awakening from that deep sleep because, man, Dr. Bass, what the fuck was that all about? What was the last 500 years, if not more, having to go through all that dog shit? What the fuck was that all about, Dr. Bass? Please, Dr. Bass, explain in your own words. What the fuck was that all about?
Yeah, so like at this point, like what do like black people, so-called black people think we were doing back in the day, just slaving away to these white people? Like they don't even know what we do. They don't even know what we really talked about. And then they always were talking about, oh yeah, my ancestors. These people just thinking their ancestors are like literally Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, all these so-called these okay. They think that's their ancestors, but all ancestors really goes deeper. Like I listen, I don't know who their ancestors is because at this point I know who my ancestors are. So at this point it's just two different things. At this point.
And you know what's amazing, my brother? Shout out to Bobby Hemmett for mentioning it, but even Dr. Mumbi herself mentioned it as well. When we spoke about the ancestors back when we fell, back when we were still building great civilizations, because all the civilizations we built were solely for the fact to connect back to where it is that we came from and who it is that we truly are. When we spoke about the ancestors, we spoke about the Titans. Yeah, ever heard of the Titans in Greek mythology? And guess what? The word Titan comes from Shaitan, which is a Assyrian Babylonian word for Soot, who is the Lord of the perfect black. Soot, the brother of Asar, whom Amun and Asar themselves come from. Sut being the original son of the great mother of ancient mythology. Sut being the primordial darkness, the triple blackness of space, manifest in human form. Masculine energy, feminine energy being magnetic, masculine energy being electric. So when we say electromagnetic, it is a perfect harmony, a perfect combining, a perfect working of both the masculine and the feminine energies. Everything used to be feminine in the universe. Shout out to Bobby Hemmett. But the chaotic aspect needed to control itself in order to further create even more. So that's where the masculine came in. Because Shakti, when you talk about Shakti, when you talk about that Hindu word, Shakti is a, you could look at it as feminine, but it is actually a perfect androgynous combination, a harmonious working of the masculine and the feminine energy which dwells within us. Man is not fully man if he is not part woman. Woman is not fully woman if she is not part man. And for our own so-called black women, oh, we know those motherfuckers, if they were men, man, they would be some hardcore men if they were ready. I mean, you know what I'm saying, my brother? Like, fuck yeah, our so-called black women, they don't need to prove nothing. They already proved that once their mind is in place, they could do whatever the fuck they want, and that's what they've been doing for thousands of millions of cycles on this motherfucker. It's just we fell into a deep sleep and whatnot, and bam, we got lazy and all that stupid shit. We created these other races and whatnot, so called, and like, bottom line, bro, we did so many lives about it. You've got other brethren explaining this in deeper detail. There are even books. Sheikh Anta Diop's book, the African myth of civilized, no, the African uh myth of civilization. Yeah, I think that's the name of the book. Sheikh Anta Diop's book, The African Myth of Civilization. But read books from Dr. Yosef Ben Yochanan and Dr. John Henrik Clark. Big shout out to these brethren. They did the work. They put in that work. Big shout out to General Sarah Seti, Young Pharaoh. They continue to show us that, yeah, we niggas, we were already here. We beat everybody to the punch. All of these so-called societies that these motherfuckers build in, not only have they been around for what, maybe only a few hundred cycles, but bro, everything that they created is literally just reverse engineered off of everything that we created. Everything that we created was in perfect harmony with the cosmos and with nature. Everything that they create is a parasite to fucking try siphon off the energy from the beings and this realm in and of itself, which is exactly why the system is finally collapsing. And I don't know why a bunch of niggas ain't want this bitch to collapse. I mean, the school system only makes you stupider. The jobs only siphon you of your energy. The churches only make you stupider. The government only exists, governmental. They only exist to control your fucking mental state. So, based off of this list, let's finish off this list, my brother. Kula Dama, number 25. I think we've been through the whole list. That's the whole list, right, brother?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that's the whole fucking list right there. So, Dr. Bass, I do not stand against anyone who's looking to fucking live off grid. Please prepare yourselves, do what you got to do. The more people that go off grid, the better, because that way the system will definitely accelerate in its demise. So like, Dr. Bass, please share with the people all the good stuff that source literally just share through us, because bro, we only spout in some good stuff. We only allow ourselves to speak the facts, speak the truth. And yeah, if it doesn't resonate with you, hey, go continue to live in your little matrix box of a world, because we're waking up out of that. Fuck that world. That world is shit. And it doesn't matter whether we're still in this system. Mentally is where we first have to detach, detox, and disconnect ourselves from the system. Big shout out to you for that triple D combo, Dr. Bass. Detach, detox, and disconnect from this piece of shit. Spiritually, detach, detox, and disconnect from this garbage. Because the system ain't worth it. You can be in the world, but don't be part of it. And guess what? The Jesus character said the same fucking thing in bold red letters within that damn King James Bible. So the fact that Jesus spoke these things and people aren't listening to him, these Christians, what the fuck makes them think they're gonna go to heaven if he were to really come back for them? Bro, we spoke about this already. If he was real and he would come back for his people, he just telling them straight up, you bitches, I gave you the truth. And you motherfuckers, you telling me the African shaman, the Indian yogi, the Buddhist monk, they're better at listening to what it is. But that's because it was part of their culture. It was part of their spiritual culture. These were stuff that they knew tapping within. You motherfuckers always gossiping, always talking shit about others, always just connected to this system, loving this world and whatnot. No, motherfuckers, I'm not taking you back to my kingdom. You're gonna stay here to rot and die. Bye. Dr. Bass, take it away as I look for Matthew Santoro's video right there. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
Yes,
These people,
yeah, it's kind of like crazy because like these people like they only knew what they were talking about, and they don't even follow that guy. But then again, you got these people who follow that guy, but don't even follow what that person is really talking about. So at this point, you're gonna make a combo like Naruto at this point. But for like men and women, back in the day, like what beat these new generations asses because at this point they using swords, fists, and their bodies. But nowadays, everyone else is just using like they're too scared. They're using guns. They're using like they like bring up they call up their like squads to fight their own battles. So that's why they haven't faced the shadow because they're scared to fight their own battles. They scared of the tackle dragons and everything like that. So at this point, they're gonna keep experiencing the same old, because they don't wanna face their own battle at this point.
Dr. Bass, like honestly speaking, my brother, it is more than a pleasure to fucking be in your presence. It is just a pleasure to have cross paths with you, my brother. It ain't for nothing. It is for a reason. We're here to literally let source, spirit, true self speak and literally let the people know, hey, this is the so-called age of Aquarius. The age of Pisces is coming to an end. We're transitioning into the age of knowledge. The age of belief is over. Can't continue to be in somebody else's lie. We're done with that. Yeah, Dr. Bass, we're not gonna go through the whole video of Matthew Santoro, but yeah, just go on that one. After that, we're gonna go on Brother Panic's video right there, bro. So like yeah, and there's that video, the video that I shared with you with Bobby Hemmett a while back. The video I shared with Bobby Hemmett a while back. But either way, go on Matthew Santoro's video, my brother, because man, I tell you, Dr. Bass, I tell you, like at this point, if people aren't spiritually awakening to the energies that are abounding, then yeah, I can't help them straight up.
Wild. I am the wild. Baldo, that is. I think most of us take for granted the luxuries that we enjoy every day. Electricity in our homes, food in our fridge, or even the fact that we even have a home, period. But believe it or not, there are some people that choose to live in the wild and fend for themselves, and they do it in the most epic way possible. Here are 10 epic people who live in the wild.
Bro, go through the video. Yeah, pause it right there quick.
Number
Go through the video. Go yeah, check number 10. You see that? That's number 10 right there. Bam. Go on number 9. Check see if you could find number 9.
Oh yes, to something.
Number 9. Bam. Bam. That woman right there. Go on number
Thank
8.
God. Thank God. David Glass.
David Glass. There we go. Number 8. Number 7.
Thank God. John Wells. Thank God. Bud Hickman.
I'm not seeing him. Okay, bam. Bam. You got number 6. Did we see number 7?
Seven was John Wells. And
Ah,
then
okay. Bam, you got number 6, you got number 5, Robert Long. You got number 4. Let's go to number 4.
got Joey Alex.
Number 4, Yuri Alexiev.
Then got
Number
Oban.
3,
Bang. Uh, yeah, Obi Bang. Got Christopher Knight. And then got the man of the uh,
either way, yeah, big shout out to Matthew Santoro. And this was a video from a few years back. So like, yeah, people could take the time to literally yeah, people could take the time to check it out for themselves. So like, yeah, big shout out to Matt on that one. But you know, if you looked at those pictures, right, bro, you see who all literally decided to take that risk and just say, fuck the grid, fuck the system, and just like go into nature, bro, it was all so-called white people. That's the point that I'm trying to hammer in. What the fuck is wrong with niggas that they're so attached in keeping this fucking system running? What? How far did many of us fucking fall, my brother? Dr. Bass, big shout out to Bobby Hemmett for mentioning it. And the more I stop and think about it, sadly, it also applies to me to an extent, not completely, because it would just be better if a lot of motherfuckers were really not here in this realm. It doesn't matter what color or race they come from, straight up, because this realm wasn't even supposed to have a lot of beings on it, especially incarnating as humans to begin with. But bro, I really don't hate so-called white people as much as I do so-called black people for the mere simple fact that at least white so-called white people, they have a good idea of what they are. They're not pretending to be something that they're not, unless they're lying and speaking a bunch of shit about, yeah, they created civilization and whatnot. But then again, that's a small group of people, and we already know, we are already seeing through their bullshit. So like, yeah, these motherfuckers, they're not fooling anyone anymore. But I'm talking about the average Joe living down the street. I'm talking about Bobby who lives down the street. I'm talking about Harry who lives down the street. I'm talking about Sally and Tiffany, the regular so-called white people who live down the street, who, yeah, those people. At least these people aren't pretending to be something they're not. Fucking niggas know. What the fuck is wrong with it? What kind of crack these motherfuckers sniffing, Dr. Bass? And big shout out to a brother who made lives with Bobby Hemmett in the past. Uh, this is actually a major through 180 if you stop and think about it, because it's weird how white people are easier to get along with, and many black people, you just want to fucking choke them the moment you realize that they're not worth shit. I mean, like Dr. Bass, like what the like? Look at that video. These people decide to literally take their asses up and literally go discover what nature has for them, bro. That's what you and I should be doing. That's what many of us should be doing, returning to nature and whatnot. You got white people doing it. What the fuck is wrong with niggas, man? What is it about this system that they're so goddamn attached to it? Take it away, Dr. Bass. It's just frustrating as shit, my bro.
Oh yeah, like the internet is all fake and everything like that. So like they got fake everything, fake lip injections, fake
Bro, I think
BW, fake
something's wrong with the audio. I don't know what it is, but it's like it's cracking up or something, bro.
oh, you can still hear me?
I don't know. It's like something's wrong with the audio. Okay, now I hear you. Now I hear you.
Oh, okay. So like yeah, the internet is all fake and everything like that. You got fake BWs, fake this, fake that, and everything like that. So like the internet, with the internet, right, it's all like negativity out there, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it's not real. Everything on the internet is fake. And then like people have like sex on nonstop that they keep bringing down all these beings down here and everything like that. So and then for like black people, right, they're like so scared of like a spider, they wouldn't even dare to live in the wild at this point. So at this point, let's like they wouldn't even try to live in the wild because they were real scared of a little bug. So of course they're not gonna be living in the wild, you know, yeah. So it all depends on the person.
I mean, like Dr. Bass. I mean, like the fact that many of them don't even care about camping. Many of them don't even care about yeah, just really taking a retreat, taking just a temporary retreat out in the heart of nature and whatnot. I mean, like, brother, it's just so simple. It's so simple and beautiful. Like this system has, we've been through it all. It is a narcissistic death, parasitic death culture. Man, Dr. Mumbi, man, she best also freaking lead me to where it is that she be getting these downloads, because bro, I'm telling you, I feel like I'm missing out, my brother. I feel like I'm missing out, my brother. You, Dr. Mumbi, and all them, y'all be getting downloads like shit. I need to be getting them fucking downloads as well, my brother. But Dr. Bass, I mean to say, like, we literally we are originally the children of nature. We are the children of the sun, so called. So, like, How is it that motherfuckers, you have literal fucking black people telling me that they were wearing fucking sunscreen? Bitch, your melanin is already the number one best fucking. You even know what that sunscreen is made of? Literal melanin. Melanin itself costs more than fucking gold on the black market. And it's funny how they call it the black market. They make black look like as if it's the worst fucking thing ever, when in reality, the darkness, the primordial darkness, you could read the Bible and read every mythology that the Bible steals from. The primordial darkness is the beginning of everything, the light, consciousness, the whole 9 yards, energy, everything hails from the darkness. Bro, I be so peaceful and calm when I'm in darkness nowadays, my brother. I'm telling you, these artificial lights, I can't fucking stand them right now, my brother. I mean, like, good, like, then again, my so-called bloodkin, these motherfuckers, they keep saying, you, I swear, it's like, you didn't even grow up in on a mountain and whatnot, yet you live as if you come from the mountain. Oh, thank you very much. Now I know exactly what the fuck I gotta be doing. Because you bitches don't want to fucking get back to who it is that you are. I hate you not because of who you are. I don't hate niggas because of what they currently are, my brother. I hate niggas for the mere simple fact that many of them don't want to return to what it is that they truly are. Multidimensional spiritual beings that are having a temporary human experience. I don't need to hate the white man or any of these low level humanoids because, well, first of all, you got some of them who can elevate themselves and make it to a higher level. Because uh when you're talking about so-called salvation and whatnot, even the Bible tells you it's always only few. So a few from every race and whatnot. Like it was never the majority. Look into history. History clearly shows you that the majority were ever only good for one thing, getting slaughtered like fucking cattle. So yeah, I don't need to look at all of that. I don't need to hate a lion for being a lion. He's pre-coded to be a lion. I don't need to hate an alligator for being an alligator because he was pre-coded to be an alligator. Big shout out to General Seti for mentioning it. I don't need to hate a lizard for being a lizard. I don't need to hate a cat for being a cat. I don't need to hate a dog for being a dog. They are pre-coded to be exactly what they are. I hate humans, especially niggas, for not returning to what the fuck they truly are. Dr. Bass, please break it down in layman's terms for the people watching this video. What is it we're talking about? Because, bro, it's as simple as one, two, three. We are just having a temporary human experience. We don't want to come back into this realm when we're done with this incarnation. Jeez, man.
Yeah, so like a lot of people are just not so, either they're not supposed to awaken in this lifetime or they're just not supposed to. Like everyone has their own like specific journey. So like some people may wake up and then go back to sleep. Some people might just stay asleep, you know what I'm saying? So at this point it's like their life. It's not like you. It's so don't like really worry about anyone else other than yourself at this point. But like I know it's kind of like you're just looking at people, but it's like, it's obvious. Look at what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Just like look at what they're doing. But like at this point, you're just not gonna get it. So at this point, that's why you just have to focus on yourself because at this point, you can't bring your family. You can't. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. But like you can't bring your family, you can't bring your friends, you can't bring your this, you can't bring that, you can't bring materialistic items and whatnot. At this point, you can only bring yourself to the new earth at this point. So at this point, you just have to do this for yourself. At this point.
Well said, Dr. Bass. Well said. And yeah, bro, again, this was never about the majority. It never had a damn thing to do with the majority. It was always about it was always about us returning to who it is that we truly are. It was always about us discovering who it is that we truly are. It was always about us having to go through all the bullshit that we already been through in this system. Because if you really stop and think about it, bro, and big shout out to Bobby Hemmett for having mentioning it already. Yeah, I always got to go back to these references. Y'all check out Bobby Hemmett, check out Brother Panic, check out Dr. Mumbi, check out Foster eBay, check out Real Merkaba. They have way more information to share than what I myself could even repeat or even just know for myself because like the information is there. But long story short, my brother, what is so terrible that religious people, what is so terrible? These motherfuckers are afraid of going to hell. And you know, shout out to Ralph Smart Infinite Waters for mentioning it already. Hell is for people who are no, religion is for people who are afraid to go to hell. Spirituality, true spirituality, are for those who already been to hell. Bro, what the fuck is so bad about this system that what is so bad about this system that people are so afraid to experience that we personally all did not go through yet? Bro, at this point, me myself especially from my own personal experience, I've been through pretty much every fucking bullshit experience that you can go through in this system. I have yet to experience really what it is to live off grid and whatnot. And you know, I think that's the route we should take it indeed, because Dr. Bass, this ain't cutting it. This system ain't shit. How much more of this system? How much more heartache? How much more pain? How much more betrayal? How much more suffering? How much more nonsense must you put up at the hands of those who are not better than you? Those whose vibrations are clearly way beyond yours. Not way beyond yours, my bad. Those whose vibrations are completely beneath you. Those who are completely beneath you. Because no, not everybody's the same. The Bible fucking lied to you. Not everybody's the same. There are spiritual beings who I cannot even hold a candle up to, my brother. And I acknowledge them, respect to them. There are those who don't even fucking deserve to be in my presence, because I'm starting to have a good idea, starting to get a good picture, a clear cut vision, a clear cut knowing of who it is that I truly am. The fact that I have to continue to deal with low vibrational motherfuckers who are clearly not better than me? Dr. Bass, please, as I look for this damn Bobby Hemmett video, which, yeah, it was a while back, but as I look for it, my brother, please let the people know there are beings out there far greater than us, and there are many beings out there that are completely beneath us that, honestly speaking, my brother, it is a waste of time. And within this system, as above, so below, the universe in and of itself is filled with fucked up beings out there. Christians say they want to go to heaven, but really, what the fuck is heaven? Is your heaven really free of problems? Is your heaven free of suffering? Is your heaven free of, I mean, Dr. Bass, like, this shit is child. Dr. Bass, let the people get an idea of how childish this shit is, man. Really? Where is heaven located? What is it? Is it really filled? Is it really free of all the fucking problems that one could experience within the physical realm or even the spiritual realm? I mean, like, goodness gracious, Dr. Bass, let the people know what's what.
Yeah, so like at this point, it's like since childhood, right? They program all these children to believe in the fairy tales. Look at Cinderella, look at all these Disney movies, all these just cartoons and stuff, right? And then like all these stories, all these books, all these articles, all these movies, TV shows, right? It's all based on the fairy tale. So like they making people believe in the fairy tale, like for example, like with the heaven type joint. They making people think, oh yeah, the fairy tale is heaven, going to heaven. You know what I'm saying? They don't even know what heaven is at this point. And then they talking about, oh, it's so crazy that they're going to the moon or going to the Mars and whatnot. Well, if they thinking that's crazy, then what do you think heaven is? Of course, heaven is gotta be beyond the sky. So if they thinking, oh, going to Mars is crazy, then what's happened at this point? Where y'all gonna go at this point? Once you die, where is you gonna go at this point? So they thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to heaven to like erase all my problems, or just be what do okay. What do they think they're gonna really be doing in heaven at this point? Like what is the day-to-day daily basis? What are they doing hour by hour because
Oh, jeez.
they're so
Oh,
attached
jeez.
they're so attached to time. What is they gonna do from 9 a.m. to dang 12 p.m.? Like you gotta these people gotta be specific at this point and detailed. So like at this point, what do they think? I don't even know how. You can even ask your pastor. I bet he won't even know at this point. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, like, don't let people turn you into a negativity, and don't let people affect your inner peace at this point. So at this point, like, people talking about heaven. Listen, you probably have a better time going to hell than staying in heaven. I'll be honest with
Bro, I'm telling you, yo, big shout out to you for mentioning it because I read a book already. I can't remember if it was I think it was one of Asenath Mason's book. I think, was it the book Awakening Lucifer? Yeah, you could check Asenath Mason's book because these are good practical magic books that really help you to tap into your shadow self, your true self, to really do the work so that you could literally start doing the practice of literally getting back to who it is that you truly are, be it through rituals and whatnot. I mean, this is the stuff that we should be tapping back into because we're the ones who founded this stuff. All these rituals, all these ceremonies, and all this stuff we create. It's no wonder the Bible has to say, oh, don't do all of this stuff, because the moment you do all of this stuff, not only do you tap into your shadow self, do you tap into your true self, do you reconnect with the spiritual realm, but you can literally call out these pastors for all the fucking bullshitters that they really are and whatnot, my brother. I mean to say, in that book, there was a he was who was it? Was it Bill Duvendak? I think he mentioned how somebody quoted, and I can't remember who it was who quoted it. I would rather be the ruler of hell than to be a slave in heaven. Oh, so your God, you want to be a slave to God. So you want to be a slave. So you are already a fucking slave in this physical realm. So, Dr. Bass, let me get the crack induced mentality. Let me get the crack induced mentality here. So you were already a slave based off of the crackers system on this world. You lived your whole life slaving away, wasting your energy to this cracker, to these inorganic entities. You die. You go be with your God in heaven to be a fucking slave? Well, motherfucker, why the fuck you don't go be a ruler in hell? Because last I checked, big shout out to Bobby Hemmett, fire needs something physical in order to consume it. Fire in its base form is pure energy. And shout out to the Bible in and of itself. Our God is a consuming fire. So what the fuck does that tell us? God is pure energy, meaning we, so-called, who were created by God, are pure energy. So what the fuck kind of cocaine, drug, meth-based thinking do they got these Christians? Dr. Bass, they got these Christians thinking that they're gonna burn forever and ever when they're literally going to be in paradise because as soul spiritual beings, we are pure energy. Fire can only burn physical things, and it's not even all things that it can burn on the physical level anyway. So do you see the kindergarten play school type of mentality they got people in, my brother? And then these Christians who are the biggest fucking judges, who are some of the most hypocritical motherfuckers that you could come across, when you present to them the truth and the facts that preceded their goddamn religion by however many hundreds to thousands of cycles, they want to say the devil got there first. Let me say it right now. The devil got there first? Oh, that means the devil is smarter than God because the devil is literally onto some occult esoteric stuff that can literally help us to fucking elevate to our true self and whatnot. Well, fuck. Let me be the devil's best friend because God ain't doing shit for me. Fuck God. He's a piece of shit. But then again, if you comprehend, understand, and overstand that God and the devil are one and the same, you are God and the devil. You are a multidimensional spiritual being who also knows what duality is. You are capable of doing evil just as much as you are capable of doing good. You are capable of destroying just as much as you are capable of creating. You are capable of suffering just as you are capable of creating good times. You are capable of negativity just as you are positivity. Dr. Bass, we're going to end today's live with that video. Finally, I found it. I had to look for it again, my brother, because yeah, the chat history. Whew, yeah, I lost it in the chat history, my brother. Like, yeah, let's just play that video and yeah, end this live because, bro, I'm telling you, man, these religious people, I don't know what crack, I don't know what coke, I don't know what fucking drugs they on, but I don't want none of it.
Yeah, that's fine. And then paradise is temporary, so that's why they always go on vacation and not to stay in that paradise state. That's why they won't go make it to heaven. So they can live in that paradise lifestyle if they really want to, but they always choose not to, and they always choose the system. So at this point, the system is heaven and vacation is hell. So because they always want to stay in heaven, they always choose heaven, which is the system. They always stay in the system. They always choose the system. And then your vacation is hell to get away from the system. So at this point, it's reverse.
Dr. Bass, I never, especially for these other people, I never looked at it that way. The system is their heaven and vacation is their hell. Motherfuckers need to learn to stop going on vacation then because holy shit, shout out to Bobby Hemmett right there. One man's God is another man's devil. My ideal lifestyle is being in the heart of nature, literally getting back to who it is I truly am. And my hell right now is exactly this same piece of shit that we're in right now. But guess what? Jesus already said, we can be in the world, but do not be part of it. So, Dr. Bass, play the video and yeah, these religious people, they need to get off of those hard drugs because, oof, man, I'm telling you, it's rotting whatever little bit of brains that they got left, my brother. They need to be able to think for themselves, even for just 1%.
You had a body of light. Then you start gradually getting into the physical body because that was a part of the grand experiment. Now, once you went into the physical body, your psychic abilities was open. And you did not deal with what you call analytical ability. You dealt with cosmic memory. All you had to do between the age of 1 and 5 is remember all what you had previously had in your other lives of what you came on the planet. That's cosmic memory. The physical world was dim, like a fog, because it was just new, it was just coming into action. And the spiritual world was clear. So that means you can communicate with all the brothers and sisters who did not have the physical bodies based on, there were certain people had to be put in a certain experiment. Okay? Then the physical, as the vibratory rate went up, went down. As the vibratory rate went down, the physical world started, the spiritual world started disappearing, and the physical world came more clear. And your spiritual center shut down. All of your third eye, your chakras, and all of that stuff is shut down. And so what happened was you became entrapped, imprisoned in a spiritual body. You doing your time on earth, you're doing your time right in this jailhouse.
Pause it right there quick, Dr. Bass. Pause it right there quick, brother. Oh, Dr. Bass, I mean, we could have literally just ended right there. I mean, like, the amount of information Bobby just spouted there in however many seconds. Is it more than a minute already? I mean, goodness gracious, Dr. Bass. I mean, the fact that these motherfuckers, like, could you imagine in yesterday's video that I watched from Matthew Santoro? Yeah, shout out to Matt again. He mentioned how the U.S., the United States of America, which is so-called the land of the brave and the home of the free, has the highest number of incarcerated people more than anywhere else on this planet, on this world. That is alarming, my brother. What happened to freedom? What happened to justice? What happened to liberty? Why are you incarcerating so many people, motherfuckers? And furthermore, you want to talk about incarcerating motherfuckers. Hey, bitch, guess what? I'm already incarcerated because I'm in this fucking realm. Bobby already mentioned it. We're doing time in this fucking realm right now. And the fact that we're here and many spiritual beings don't even want to think about incarnating into this bitch shows you just how powerful we are, my brother. We're here to make a difference, and we're making a difference doing this live. We're making a difference, taking our time and precious energy to literally let people know, hey, this is the kind of stuff you should get into. Get into magic, get into rituals, get into the occult, read as much books as you can, start practicing magic to literally start manifesting the reality that you desire, because all magic is spiritual science. It's literally just the so-called crackers code word for spiritual science, being able to use the mind to manifest the reality that you desire. Dr. Bass, any words before we get back to Bobby?
I think you touched it on it all right there, right there.
Dr. Bass, A is if you know, you know. If you don't know, you better look to know. And if you don't look to know, don't waste our time. Go on and continue to live in your little matrix world box or whatever you want to call it. Continue, please, my brother.
Okay? Now, at that time, you were all God. Is it not written in your law that ye are God? Now, in one of it, they say you are the sons of God, then you are heirs of God. That's in the Bible. And if heirs of God, that means joint heirs with Jesus Christ, which means you the same as him. He just so happened to be a brother that raised himself up to the spiritual level as an example for you to raise yourself up. And he says what? Just as I have done great work, greater work you shall do. You understand what I'm saying? So the whole thing is becoming God. Okay? Now, so your spiritual center shut down, and as a result, you became trapped in this physical body, and your ancient mystery systems, your schools around the world was put in order to bring you up out of the physical back to the spiritual. But you would be able to have a physical body to function on this realm, as well as the access to the spiritual body. You understand what I'm saying? And this was the role of your society, and most of the societies was psychic and spiritual. Now, you got to understand this, because the reason why you are trapped with the false prophet, the white man, is because you think that the physical structures that you see out here are more conducive to the white man, and you think that they are more superior. At the particular time when you had all of the spiritual things, you didn't need much of the physical. That's why I often wonder, well, why you can have an Egypt over here with all the physical, and the rest of Africa don't have this stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Because at one time on the planet, you didn't need those physical things, because the physical things is based on your spiritual centers are shut down, and you need more physical things to function. You understand what I'm saying? The more spirit you have, the less physical things you need to function. And I know it's true, because the same thing with me. I used to be highly materialistic in college and all that. You know the whole thing. I want to go get my $1 million and all that kind of thing here. Now and stuff, I've become so immersed in stuff, I got to check myself and shit. Because I'm about to become a hermit. And I mean a damn hobo and stuff. Because I literally don't, I used to go in the mall. I used to go in the mall and just say, man, Dad, I got to get the money. Look at all this bad shit up in here. You know, like that. Oh, look at that car. You see? But now and stuff, if I had the money, I wouldn't know what to do with it, because I'm not into that stuff no more. You see what I'm saying? That's when you see the dead people in the mall every damn day. They're shopping and all that kind of stuff. You're supposed to be eating, really, you know what I'm saying? Get you something to eat, and that's an acquired taste, acquired condition. You know what I'm saying? But get you something to eat, something divine and something, you know what I'm saying, righteous. And, you know, and if you got a mate and stuff, hell, you don't need nothing else. You see what I'm saying? On a roof over your head and some heat in the sun in the winter and all this kind of stuff here, you don't need nothing else. The more you depend on the cracker stuff, the more the cracker got you. You see what I'm saying? Now, you fell into a physical, and then you started running the physical. And you started running the physical. You say, so now the spirit said, well, if you're going to run the physical, we're going to run the physical on a divine level, whereas we can have a balance in society, and it's going to be divine even on the physical. So you built things to acquiesce the spiritual. So you built things to manifest the spiritual. If it wasn't spiritual, you didn't build them. Okay? Atlantis came, you did these things. Had a few little things, you started experimenting, you blew up that place, it went down. Caused continental drift because you was all one people on one landmass with no other people on Earth. Then, Kemet, which was all a part of Atlantis at that time when the stuff, you had that left over, you did that, and then the civilizations, then all of a sudden the vibratory went down even more, and even though you couldn't even survive on those physical things, so you went to sleep and you gave the stuff to the beast. Now, the key to the whole thing, you got to start looking at the bigger picture. Now, the key to the whole thing is this. You first were God when you came on the planet. Power, balls of light, that can do anything. Now, if you were spiritual bodies of light, if you were talking about getting your planet back, to gain your planet back, you don't go back to Egypt or Atlantis halfway. That's what you fell into. That was a decline. When they say getting your planet back, they're talking about you going back to God, that you are one with the universe. You understand what I'm saying? So in actuality, the white man, what he's doing, you have outgrown this shit. You see what I'm saying? But now you want to be back like the white man, and that's a low level. You've outgrown these things. You got to understand these things. See, the whole thing is people saying, I want liberation. That nigga up there, he's talking about that shit you can't see. Damn that. I want liberation to take back myself and take back my community. So what I'm trying to tell you is what you think you're taking back is a low level. You God. You marvel at what Jesus and all those people can do, walk down water, and they saying you can do this. But yet you want to doggone fuck out and do the regular little old stuff. You want to damn the little crumbs.
That's it right there, my brother. Man, Dr. Bass, Dr. Bass, Dr. Bass. Let the people know, man. Bobby said it all. He said it all. He
Yeah,
said it all.
Like they rely on the system too much. So like when the UN comes in after the system collapsed, they'll be just willingly give themselves away. Cause like these people get scared when there was like no internet. So guess what they're gonna be doing when the whole grid goes down? It's gonna be like literally insane for these people.
Man, Dr. Bass, I'm telling you, man, the fact that we are these powerful beings, because we always are. This is only a fraction of us. Shout out to Dorothy Shelton for mentioning it. It's only a fraction of us that's experiencing this physical realm if you stop and think about it. And yet, this shit is so damn heavy. It's so dense. It's so slow. It's like, jeez. The fact that we're doing time in this fucking this realm, like, fuck going to jail. We're already in jail, my brother. We already incarnated in jail, my brother. Like, you want to put us in these fucking like prison houses and whatnot? Isn't that a bit of an overkill? Like, jeez, man. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm already in fucking jail, man. Jeez. But either way, Dr. Bass, Brother Panic has a video there. We're gonna do it in the next live, where he's explaining about how is the demiurge the ego. And actually, even when you study the Gnostic scriptures, we're gonna get into it, but I would say yes, because Yaldabaoth represents the ego. Sophia, his mother, gave birth to him, and she is what? Wisdom. When you are so wise, you can create anything. You're so wise, you create anything. There reaches a point where you literally fall into a state where, yeah, you get caught up in the materialistic shit, like how Bobby perfectly explained, and you create what? The ego. Sophia is literally Greek for wisdom, and Yaldabaoth is a perfect analogy for the ego. But we know there are demiurge entities that exist because this physical realm is clearly not what they tell us it is. You could read the Rig Veda. You could read Helena Blavatsky's books where she explains how in the occult world, the physical realm is not considered to be a high creation. And really, if you stop and think about it, my brother, you could even read Jacques Lacarrier's book, The Gnostics? Gnosticism? Jacques Lacarrier, The Gnostics, or Gnosticism, whichever one it is. The fact that you look out in nature and you see that animals have to kill each other just to live. Nature itself can be deadly as fuck, mind you. All the poisonous trees and roots and all that stuff. I mean, like, surely a loving God could not have fucking created this physical realm, right, my brother? I mean, like, Dr. Bass, yeah. We leave it at this. It was a good life, bro. This was completely unscripted. This was completely unplanned. I just let spirit do its thing, and man, brother, it ended up being way better than even I myself thought. I mean, like, kudos. Thank you very much, Dr. Bass. On that last part right there, my brother, and closing off, let the people know what it is that you got going on, my brother, and yeah, just share what it is based off of everything that we already been through, bro.
Oh yeah, like we already have everything internally, so like we don't need anything externally. It's all about just expansion. So like just like with happiness, just like with love, we already all love. We already all happiness within, but we just looking to expand it. We shouldn't be chasing after it because we already are it. So we just should be expanding on it. So that's it.
Yeah, something I think you wanted to say on that last part, bro, with nature and whatnot, and how this world possibly could not have been created by a loving entity. I mean, like really, bro, just take a look at nature. Take a look at the fucking world we live in. Like, was this really created by an all-loving entity? Yeah, especially when I read the Gnostic scriptures and I compare it with the Bible and mythology and all that stuff. Yeah, this world was not created by loving entities, my brother. Like, nah, man, we fell into this shit, my brother. We know what love is. Love is something that cannot even be described in words. True love literally comes from the cosmos, comes from the primordial darkness. This world, this galaxy, and whatnot are the creation of subordinate deities. Christians worship a deity that isn't even the most powerful thing in existence, probably not even in this galaxy. And yet, he had a hand in creating this galaxy, yet he's probably not even the strongest being in this galaxy, let alone the entire fucking universe. And we know that the universe houses all kind of fucked up beings, like what Bobby Hemmett said. Dr. Bass, we're closing this live off. Thank you so very much, Dr. Bass. Any closing words, my brother, to really give people encouragement and yeah, let them know what it is that they should be doing for themselves?
Yeah, I would say like with this realm, it's all about like duality. So it's all like negatives and positive, like yin and yang, like dark and everything like that. So like at this point, it's really just like all a balance at this point, but it's all what you want to do.
Indeed, Dr. Bass, we've got nothing more to prove. And yeah, that video with Brother Panic, we're definitely gonna touch it, but then again, I already have easy access to it. So Dr. Brandon Lamar Bass, thank you so very much, my brother. And hey, people, that was today's live. Get off grid, prepare yourselves to live off grid. And even if you're not living off grid, stock up as much food as you can. Discipline yourself to fast. Discipline yourself to eat as little as possible. Go out, get as much sunlight as you can. Connect yourself with nature. Dr. Bass, anything else I'm missing?
Yeah, like just like keep doing what you need to do at this point.
Indeed, my brother. If you're like what Bobby Hemmett said, everything we did in ancient civilizations was to connect back to who it is that we truly are, to connect back to the brethren in the higher realms. If everything that these crackers are doing is purely on the physical level, it has nothing to do with spirituality. So fuck it. Don't mess with it. Don't have anything to do with it. It's just that simple. Dr. Brandon Lamar Bass, thank you so very much, my brother. Who we're definitely doing this another time. And I didn't even really touch the topics that I thought we were going to touch, but this one ended up being so good anyway. Thank you very much, my brother.
Oh yeah, that was definitely a good one. We children. Oh,
I'm telling you, brother, it was unscripted, it was unplanned. Source just let it all flow out, man. And that's the best one for real. That's the best way to do it for real. Let Source just let it all flow out. Allow Source to just let it all flow out.
yeah, that's the best way to be honest.
Oh, Dr. Bass, good to see you again, brother.
Yeah,
Peace.
peace.
Peace, everyone.